Wyverns, wyverns, I hate wyverns, all of them deserve to die. Gotta kill them, kill them, kill them with an arrow in the eye. Sorry. In case you haven't realised by now, I officially hate wyverns. I also had to reload from this save point a couple of times, and I'll tell you why a bit later, but the one thing worse than wyverns that move, I found to my bizarre horror, is wyverns that don't move. For some reason, this wyvern here doesn't actually move until you get really close to him, and that's actually worse than if he did move. Because if he did move, I could just lure him in safely. But as it stands, I've got no idea when this wyvern is going to jump me, so I was really paranoid. So it certainly makes me freaked out quite a bit. Add to the fact that if we recruit Jake, I'm pretty sure Jake is slow enough for wyverns to double, but anyway. Speaking of recruiting Jake, hi Jake! Yep. So, yeah, like before you recruit Jake with Sheeta. Now, a funny fact about Jake that I discovered when I was messing around and had way too much time on my hands. Jake may look like an enemy, but he won't attack you, even if you get in his range. If, for some stupid reason, you do attack him though, he will act like an enemy in all intents and purposes and will attack anyone in his range, even Sheeta. But that should never happen, because you have to be a total idiot to try and attack him. You have to actually willingly choose to attack him in order for him to go crazy like that. I skipped over my favourite line of that conversation. Apparently, he lost his ballista. He lost his ballista. Like, seriously, how do you lose something that big? I don't believe this. I mean, come on, Jake, you're not Vance Stubbs. But anyway... Guess who's back? Back again. Jake is back, and he is a warrior? Yeah, that was my exact reaction when I first saw the first screenshots of this game, and saw Jake in the desert as a warrior. Yeah, as he mentioned, Jake somehow managed to lose his ballista, so he's now a warrior, for some reason. But a warrior who kinda has equal specialty in both bows and axes. But anyway, about Jake. Yes, once again Jake is a pre-promoted unit, but in his case he's a little special. Take a look at those growths. Whoa, they're pretty crazy. Especially that strength growth. I mean, is that the highest strength growth in the game? It may well be. Yeah, Jake can essentially be summed up as Wolfguard Light. Or, in other words, Wolfguard nerfed a bit, to the point of not totally game-breaking. If you remember Shadow Dragon, the Wolfguard were Wolf and Sedgar. They started off pre-promoted at level 1 with pretty mediocre base stats, but they had absolutely ridiculous growths, and eventually became some of the best characters in the game. Jake's growths are kinda similar, not quite as ridiculous as the Wolfguard, but still pretty insane. And, like them, he comes as a level 1 promoted unit, and his bases are, well, actually, personally, I think his bases are pretty bad. But, yeah. Unlike them though, 1, his growths aren't exactly as game-breaking, and 2, Jake joins halfway into the game, as opposed to really early, and that is part of the reason why he's nowhere near as game-breaking as the Wolfguard were. Though, speaking of... yeah, so, statistically speaking though, Jake's certainly not bad. He's a great pre-promote if you want to use a pre-promote, but Bast will sort of outclass him really. His base skill is pretty awful, I'll be honest, and even with a good growth, it's not going to end up that high at level 20. His speed will be pretty good, but he does have a bit of a shaky base in that area, and while his strength growth is amazing, yeah, the average is 1 point off max, and that's probably because of his low base, so Jake is interesting. I mean, if you want to use him, you probably could, and he's actually kind of pretty strange, actually. So think of Jake as kind of like a Wolfguard, but who joins halfway through the game instead of early. Then again though, if he joins this late with bases this bad, you probably mightn't have time to really train him. But if you can, he can be decent. But as a warrior, Bast has him totally outclassed. So, yeah, that's pretty much Jake. Right now, we're not really interested in Jake. We're more interested in his lover. Now, as you can see there, wait, what? How did he find this place? Dude, he's your boyfriend, and he came all this way just to see you. Is that the way you greet him? Anyway, at this secret shop, we have a whole bunch of interesting items. We have dragon-slaying weapons. Buy them, buy as many of them as you can. They also sell rapiers and wing spears. And you might want to stock up on them. Of course, the shop only sells one of each. But again, Sheeta's wing spear is probably running low at this point, so yeah. Now, I didn't actually get to explain exactly where that secret shop is, but see that skull right next to 2 spaces to the right of where Jake starts? That skull is where the secret shop is. Probably some kind of elaborate trapdoor or something. I still don't know why Anna would run a secret shop in the middle of a desert. In the middle of a desert, you know, people will supposedly never return from. Then again, maybe that's exactly why she runs it. She wants to give these travelers a chance. Then again, even with that secret shop there, most of them still get burned to death by wyverns, so that really says something. At least I remember, that was why I said about saving your money, because this secret shop sells dragon-slaying weapons. And you're gonna want some of them. Firstly, though, we have the Swordmaster. Now, you don't want to enter his range. He moves once you get into his range, and with that Master Sword, that's basically a silver sword and a killing edge combined. Actually, it's even better than a killing edge. Yikes, that's painful. Wielded by a Swordmaster? Yeah, that has gotta hurt. If he crits you, you're basically done. Goodbye. You're finished. Game over. What you want to do is, you want to attack him from long range and not get really close unless you really, really need to. However, there's also a Wyvern standing next to him. If you get really close to the Swordmaster, you get really close to the Wyvern, and the Wyvern will move, and the Wyvern will get to Militia, and the Wyvern will burninate her. This is not good. We need to kill this Wyvern without letting the Swordmaster crit us. This is actually really, really bad. So, yeah, things are going to be a bit annoying. I thought I put Narbal here just because I wondered if the Wyvern would be provoked into flying towards him. Turns out it wasn't. I had to restart this a little bit, and hey, there's the Lady Sword. But anyway, so, you want to avoid this guy like the plague, and kill that Wyvern. Yeah, I'm not going into his range until I really feel like I can handle it. Wow, Narbal, re-equip this chapter. That killing edge is certainly acting like it should, unlike, somebody's killer bow. But anyway, okay, we've got a plan for this quite well, because otherwise we're going to pretty much die here. This is the one part of the chapter I had trouble with, surprisingly enough. I actually had to make a save here. So, yes, strangely enough, as much as I was dreading this chapter, this was the one part I had difficulty with. So, weirdly enough, I actually didn't have too much trouble here at all, which is really strange. I thought I would. I actually had more trouble next chapter, but that's another story. Please don't miss this time. Thank you! And that is one less Wyvern, and one less Wyvern makes me happy. But not quite as happy as if there were no less Wyverns. As in no Wyverns at all. Anyway. I'm gonna have to weather one attack from him, so I'm gonna surround him with people with decent luck. But I've got to make sure to block off Elrond, because if Elrond gets hit by this guy, it's not going to end well for him. Yeah, he's going to get... I just found a hidden treasure. Okay. Yeah, watch out for that guy. Now, funny thing about this guy, if you played the original Mystery of the Emperor, you might remember that the one carrying the Master Sword was not a Swordmaster. Swordmaster didn't exist at the time. It was in fact a Berserker. Now, this actually is a different class from the Berserkers who appeared in later games as a promoted version of Pirates and Bandits, and the Berserkers you'll be seeing later in this game. No, this Berserker was different. This Berserker was a one-of-a-kind unique enemy, who only appeared in this chapter, and the class was only ever used once in the whole game, and it was a palette-swapped hero. I found this really bizarre, and I don't know why they just make it an entirely new class just to use use it for one enemy in one chapter. And not even a named enemy, just a random inconsequential enemy. Now, I will admit, if he critted there, that would have been bad. But, since he didn't, right, it's time to take him down. Remember, though, to use magic or distance attacks. Yeah, you don't want to let him, Why is it that every time I want someone to weaken so that someone else can finish them off, that someone criticals? Anyway, we got the Master Sword now. Master Sword is, Silver Sword plus Wu Dao all in one. It's pretty damn amazing, and even though the Mercurius is supposed to be the best sword in the game, this one gives it some pretty tough competition, I will say. Not only that, but it can be forged. It can be forged. Yes, you're hearing that right. If you want to shill out bazillions of gold, you can seriously, forge this thing's critical up, and wow, anyone who wields it will pretty much be invincible. It's that ridiculous. I like to save it for my best Swordmaster later in the game, and give my hero the, Mercurius. But anyway, speaking of the Master Sword, in Lunatic mode, that Swordmaster is a little different. In Lunatic mode, he has 2 Master Swords, and one of them is forged. Yep, the developers are sadists. Oh, and by the way, he doesn't drop the forged one, obviously. Ah, we can't quite reach that Wyvern. Oh, yes we can. Alright, Wormslayer time. Seriously hope I don't miss. One last Wyvern, and then it's just the boss. And the boss is much easier. Come on, die, die, die. Ow, ow. Please die, yes! No more Wyverns, they're all gone. Except for the boss, but he's easy. And level up out of it. And, funnily enough, I get the Elysian Whip out of that. So yeah, like I said before, Elysian Whip, you can finally get it outside of the online shop, which is pretty awesome. Falcon Knights aren't as amazing in this game as they were in other games, though. They only have a 26 speed cap. That is 1 point higher than their Shadow Dragon speed cap, but still, in most games, Falcon Knights generally, you'd expect them to have at least 28. Usually even 30. But still, yeah, we want to get Ryan and Elrond right over to where the boss is. And you might have noticed, yeah, dragons give an awful lot of experience. Oh, now you crit. Would have liked it if you crit those Wyverns, but anyway. Dragons do give an awful lot of experience, and because of that, our character's going to be leveling up like crazy these few chapters. And promotions are coming soon in our future, but until then we just have one enemy left, the boss. Yes, the Wyvern boss has slightly better stats than the other Wyverns, but... Okay, right then, there's a secret book. I'm just gonna have my Pegasus Knights fly up and reclaim the other treasure I haven't got yet. So, yeah, secret book there, and, there is a couple more, 1 or 2 more, I think. So I'm gonna save killing the boss until we've got them. Right, over here there is, around these skulls, a Draco Shield. Now, here I was wondering whether I'd actually picked up the Spirit Dust or not. I think I did, I can't quite remember. Anyway though, we've got to fly down, because there's another treasure down there. But first, we're almost at the boss. And we can shave at him if we want, but first let's give him an Hellfire. Interestingly enough, yes, the generic Wyvern boss actually gets a boss theme, which wasn't the case in the original Mystery of the Emblem. In the original Mystery of the Emblem, I think he was just treated as a regular enemy. I mean, it is a nameless generic Wyvern boss, but still, nice to see they actually got boss themes this time. Now, in Lunatic mode, this guy is not easy, by a long shot. He has 2 range, which means you can't safely snipe him from a distance, and that is bad. Very bad. He also will probably be very fast. I'm not sure what his exact stats are on Lunatic, but yeah, you better believe he'd be fast. And there's a goddess icon. So, that's probably all of the treasure. Or at least most of the treasure. Alright, not quite most of the treasure. That's the arm scroll there. Good thing you picked that up, because they can be pretty useful. Oh, no crit. Anyway, I kind of want Elrond to finish this guy. Guy or girl, I don't know, you can't really tell. Anyway. Yeah, Ryan's got enough experience as he is. And yeah, Elwyn doesn't really, and Merrick don't really have any problems, but, and now you crit when it's totally unnecessary! And speaking of totally unnecessary, yeah, dragon bosses give an enormous amount of experience. See, Elwyn's getting pretty good. Speaking of totally unnecessary, hey boss, thank you so much for dropping a dragon slaying weapon that would have been so useful if we got it before we fought a whole bunch of dragons. Thank you. Also, thank you so much for dropping a weapon that would have made defeating you so much easier, only after we've defeated you. Alright, now we're going to check, I'm going to check the convoy here just to see if I've got all the treasures. Right then, energy drop, spirit dust, speed wing. I think I got spirit dust from here, I'm not entirely sure. Unfortunately, Marth can't actually check the convoy and move in the same turn, so, well, we would have been able to reach anyway. But, in a few minutes we can finally be done with this chapter. Unfortunately, we're not done with Wyverns yet. Oh no. Nope, this isn't the last we'll be seeing of Wyverns, not by a long shot, and that makes me angry. Finally, we have secured the tower. This is actually the tower where we fought Garnet in the previous game, and whoa, hey, Tiki! Yep, she's back. This was kind of unexpected. So, yeah, Tiki came all this way to welcome us. She was up at the Ice Dragon Shrine. Oh, yeah, of course, Mary, she doesn't know about Tiki, yep. Yeah, she was pretty amazing against dragons in the last game. Tiki is otherwise known as the Manakete in this series, who doesn't suck. And yeah, well, she's grown a bit, she still looks like a child. Wait till you see how much she grows in Awakening, whoa boy. Anyway, so yeah, bit of a conversation here. And I think that was kind of in the ending. What? What the? Okay. Looks like we've been trolled. Yep, that wasn't Tiki, that was Zane. Zane the Shapeshifter. Love how he calls him newbie. Yeah, so, funnily enough, Zane actually introduces himself to Mary Sue rather than having to have her ask, oh, who's this guy? And have Marth give the rundown. Anyway, yeah, Zane is kind of a trickster-type character, yeah. He refers to Marth as Princey, too. That was in the Shadow Dragon localization. I kind of like that. Sort of fits his personality. But, well, this time, though, we're going to find out that there was a bit more to Zane than meets the eye. Also, funnily enough, despite the fact that he took the form of Tiki there, weirdly enough, in gameplay, Manakete is the one class he can't mimic. Which is kind of weird, given that he copies Tiki twice, once in an optional conversation in Shadow Dragon and once here. I still find that weird. So he copies her twice in cutscenes, but in gameplay, she's the one person he can't copy. Anyway, I was actually deliberating here. The mask actually does look kind of gothic, dark, and angsty, which does sort of fit Mary Sue. But I've made a rule that I can only wear things like this for one chapter, so I'm gonna have to take it off. Next time, we'll be continuing our unrequest and entering the real dragon territory. And boy, do they have one hell of a welcome in store for us.